Hello, viewers. My name is Sheyi Adesoyo, and I want to welcome you to this edition of Midnight Reflection. This is a broadcast that is specially designed for us to reflect on some burning issues within the Nigerian system, and of course, the ones that mainly affects the Yoruba people. I want to welcome you as we debut on this broadcast, Midnight Reflections. Today, there are three major issues that I want us to quickly look at. The broadcast is not going to be long, so it doesn't bore us. First, we are going to quickly look at a current trending issue in Nigeria, an issue that came up in the Nigerian House of Representatives, I think this last week, on what people have called the Islamization agenda of the country. We are also going to be looking at a video that was made by one individual called Asari Dokubo, claiming that henceforth the we are going to, that's his own people, himself and his people are going to withdraw their support for President Tinubu, claiming that the Yoruba people are betrayers and that he was going to work henceforth with the Northerners. And lastly, we are also going to look at a there's a video I saw on one of the platforms that I belong to. I think sometimes last week, yeah, in which a gentleman, Oloye Kayode Tajuddin Ajayi, according to him, he is the Akogun Agbekoya, worldwide, in which he claimed that there's an agricultural project which the federal government, you know, brought to the southwest, but was, according to him, is in the custody of Governor Adeleke of Osun State to implement. And according to him, reports that he had was that Governor Adeleke was going to bring in Zimbabweans to implement the project. So we are quickly going to look at these issues. Now, the Islamization agenda of Nigeria by, the Fulanis, you know. Now, I want to start this way. One of the most dangerous things is for you as an individual to continue to thrive with someone who has an agenda against you. If you are reasonable enough to know that someone has an agenda against you, especially an agenda that has to do with extermination, subjugation, uh, taking over, you know, what you have, possessing what rightfully belongs to you. And then you continue to fold your arms and allow that agenda, to materialize. Then I wonder what you expect people to call you. Your guess is as good as mine. And so, for the Yoruba people, and of course, uh, Southerners generally, Southerners in Nigeria generally, I think we have, allowed ourselves to fit into that description, you know, of folding our arms while an agenda is being carried out against us for so long. I watched a couple of videos, uh, of the session on the floor of the House of Representatives. I listened to some of these guys pushing for this agenda, and it was so absurd. The reasoning and the thinking of these elements. Be that as it may, my worry is actually with those who claim to be against this proposal. For me, I think the whole issue, the way they came out, to address the matter, it's like putting on a kid's glove to fight an impending attacker who is determined to exterminate you. I think the crop of legislators that we have uh, that represent us in the National Assembly, as far as I'm concerned, do not really have what it takes. And so the ball is in our court. And for Southern, especially Yoruba Muslims, who will, at any given opportunity, choose to side with the Fulani man on the basis of religion. I think it is time for us to, wake up from our slumber. It is time for us to wake up from our slumber. For now, I am not going to say much on this. We are going to continue on that later. I'm going to quickly also look at the response of an individual called Asari Dokubo, claiming that Yoruba people are betrayers. I am happy that quite a number of, patriotic Yoruba sons and daughters have come out to speak, you know, their minds on that, unfortunate broadcast by this guy. Now, the issue that I want to, raise to add to their voice is I think this guy needs to go get some more, you know, teaching of history go and learn more about history. Before now, in fact, from independence, the South people have never aligned with the Yoruba people. They have always aligned with the North. And so if at this point in time, this element decides to work for Bola Tinubu for reasons best known to him, and then he is equating that because he did not get, it is no longer business as usual for him, you know, because I see him as what people call Ajib, any government in power, survivor. You know, this element doesn't care so long as, you know, he's being paid, you know, he doesn't care. And so if he's not being fairly treated as expected by his friend, as he called Tinubu, I wonder why that should be the problem of the Yoruba people. I think someone needs to call this man and talk some sense into him. He's got a big head, he's got a big body, but honestly, it is obvious that having a big head, a big body, does not necessarily mean having a big, or a functional brain. I think some people need to talk to this guy. And so, lastly, I want us to reflect on a video which I saw in one of the platforms that I belong to, in which one Oloye Kayode Tajudeen Ajayi, who introduced himself as the Akogun Agba Agbekoya, you know, gave an insight to an agric, project that was brought to the southwest and left in the custody of Governor Adeleke to handle. And to him, according to his, video, the governor was going to bring in people, Zimbabweans, to handle the project. I do not want to say much on this until I have enough facts. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that, when we look at what agriculture was in the Southwest in the 1950s, what Chief Awolowo laid down for the Southwest in terms of agriculture there. And we look at what or where we are today in terms of agriculture. It calls for a sober reflection. The days where we have farm settlements in almost every local government, where are these farm settlements today? And I tell you, like I started with, when someone has an agenda against you and you fold your arms and allow that person carry out the agenda, I don't know what you should be referred to as. Your guess is as good as mine. Now, one of the things that can that an enemy can use against you is to ensure that you go hungry. We've got arable lands, fertile lands. We have the people. It's so sad that in the 21st century, where our youths are roaming the streets, jobless, we have a lot of university graduates with agricultural backgrounds graduating and struggling to start a farm or make ends meet. And yet, we are going to go to Zimbabwe to bring people to carry out such a project in the 21st century. This calls for worry. It calls for a sober reflection. And on this note, I want to end this first broadcast of Midnight Reflections. And I hope sincerely that we can all reflect on this. I remain yours, Sheyi Adesoya. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed.